Hello and happy Thursday. It is the 7th of March, 2024. That means 200 episodes. Let's just do one hand. 200 episodes of This Week of Gear-Report are in the books, which is amazing. I mean, I don't care who you are. No one expected this show to last that long, myself included. So 200, I had said, you know what, we're going to do something big for our 200th episode. So here it is. We are going to run Boo ATF and repeal the NFA. We're just going to interchange those the whole night because that's how we party here.
Nice.
I think that's what we're going to do for now. And let's see. Komar is out there. Good to hear from him. Hadn't expected to catch up with Komar at SHOT Show, and actually didn't see him the entire time, which was a little disappointing. But Gun Snob is paying attention. Has noted that we've started I've started the 200th episode off with a whimper. Well, I just saw movement behind Kevin. It was like, oh, what's going on? But yeah, so that's my job, is to call attention to things like that. Terrorists, yeah. Kevin's been invaded. You want to tell us about your background, what you got going on there?
Well, I've made some major progress this week with my gun room. Let me see if I can kick this around a little bit. Right here.
Wow.
Right, there's my Tippmann wall. And right there's my 308 and the AK and the 223 and Nakatomi Plaza.
Oh, yeah.
Right, for the MP5. And then I got the Uzi wall right there. And some 9mm PCCs.
Nice.
And my brand new 1022.
Samsung.
From Samsung. And the Negan bat. And on this side, I have the patch wall.
Oh my goodness! Yeah,
it's lengthy and girthy.
and your tribute to Nancy stands out down in there as well.
Definitely, so, she made a solid appearance at SHOT Show this year.
Yeah. So does Nancy's company actually make the patches?
They make lots of them. Yes, they make a lot of patches. They did all of those octagon patches that you see. And yep. Just a huge selection. D5, they made a lot of theirs. Castle Metals, they made some for several of the brands that were exhibiting there.
Yeah.
And she had a ton of presents out there on the floor.
What's the website? Like, I need to get some patches made, and I mean, I'll probably just send Nancy a note and say, "Hey, make me patches." But if someone wants to go look at the website, do you know where they would go to see what they do there?
Yeah, her website is tough, TUFF products.com.
Yeah. Nancy gave me a camera bag at my first, or I think it was my second SHOT Show. I was struggling with some camera gear. She's like, here, just use this. And it was amazing. I used that for the next 2 or 3 years at SHOT.
Toughproducts.com.
Yes. Let's see. We'll share the screen and do that. There we go. That's what it looks like. And so that's where the glow in the dark
influencer,
or my name is influencer came from.
Yeah, I got one of those.
Yeah. I feel bad that I didn't stop by and talk to her this year, but sometimes it happens. Sir Charles Farts a Lot is the name of that patch down here. That's kind of funny.
That dog, yeah.
Yeah, let me make that a little bigger. Yep.
Yeah, that's a cool dog. Yeah, there's some really cool ones. She's got some that have a lot of great detail to them as well.
Yeah.
So she did her own run of Winnie the Pooh patches. And here's the Tigger, because it's one of my favorites. T-I double gut-er. Look at that. Is that not awesome?
Yeah.
Little tactical Tigger.
Yep. Yeah, I think I'm definitely gonna shoot her a note and say, "Hey, make me some patches," because she did some really good ones. So
Yeah. I might have her make some for suppressorman.com also.
yeah, let's see. G-Webs is out there. Give us a thumbs up. We appreciate that. Anyone else, if you'd like to give us a thumbs up, we appreciate that as well. It does help feed the algorithm and get our amazing program in front of more people so we can talk about all things that fall within the scope of Gear Report, which is pretty much anything I want to talk about. So
Mm-hmm.
you can tell that I will not be doing reviews on any sort of razor anytime soon. At least I'm not working on any because things are getting a little out of control here. Um, I,
Mm-hmm.
I I shaved everything up top right before SHOT Show and haven't touched it since, and the face is getting out of control as well. So I'm going to have to deal with that here shortly. Let's see. Komar uses Tough products for his patches. That's pretty cool. So that means I have even more patches that I didn't know came from Nancy and her crew. So all right, good to know.
Nice.
So I news things here at Gear Report that I want to talk about. Number one, um, I have had personal stuff going on this week that has kept me from producing much review content for Gear Report. I've actually done a few things for Amazon for the relationship I have producing videos for them, which means that we have two. You know what? I'm going to do something that I rarely do. Let me drag this over to the other screen. We'll put this up. I'm actually going to share with you guys. Um, Although I can't make it big so you can really read it well. But you can see we got a couple pending articles here. Why you should buy military surplus USGI ECW CS Gore-Tex parka and pants review. That's pending from Caleb. And what do you think? Are those legit, Kev?
They are. They are. I've been issued many of those. I was
Mm-hmm.
issued them in um, ACU and then again in OCPs.
Mm,
Right? They're fantastic. They're going to keep you warm. They're going to keep you dry. I
yeah,
mean, they're solid. The zippers on them are very thick, YKK like solid zippers,
right.
and I mean they're strong. They're strong enough you could probably, pitch one up and use it as a tent,
Yeah,
if you had to.
nice.
So
So that's coming from Caleb, and then the other one that is in the pending category right now from Palmetto State Armory, the PSAK 47 GF5. It's in the MOE COV, I guess what they call it. So it's going to be the Magpul
okay,
equipped uh, stuff on that one. So I think that's the last one that Chad sent to Caleb before Chad left Palmetto. Um, so I don't know if we're going to do much more with Palmetto. We're actually going to talk to them in a few weeks at their event, the Gathering, down there in at the Clinton House in South Carolina. Are you still going to that one?
I think so. I'm still a little bit in the air on that. I
Yeah.
want to go, right? I want to go, but I might be in Maryland.
Oh,
Um, yeah, I've got a trip up to like Aberdeen Proving Grounds area
yeah.
for the DoD contract role.
Huh.
And so we'll see what happens with that. As we get a little bit closer to that, I'll know for sure.
Right. Well, so far the Gear Report roster, we've got me and TJ going, and then Blast from the Past, Jose Juan, who has not, he went a couple years not doing much with Gear Report, and he's gone two of the last 3 weekends. Jose Juan and I have been out shooting, and he's been doing a little bit more with me on the back end of some of the review stuff, and he's got some new content in the works as well as the long running. Let me think. We're 2024. We've got to be approaching 7 or 8 years that he's had something he called the 22 Long Rifle Project working. And he's done lots and lots of reviews of 22 based firearms. So he's got a couple more that he's working on that he's getting done. One from the Ruger Custom Shop and another from, what was that from? I want to say it's Full Quartzen. Pretty sure that one's from Full Quartzen. There's Summit's straight pull that we talked about a couple weeks ago. I showed some pictures and video of that from the shoot we did a couple weeks ago that I think we're about done. Unfortunately, Jose Juan got a, what's that thing called? A lathe, a metal lathe, like an old World War II vintage metal lathe that's really neat, and he's been refurbishing it because he's got some things that he wants to make. That some of which I think you will find interesting, Kevin, given what you do for a living, which is nice. That Jose Juan is one of the two people at Gear-Report that's on the 0207, FFL SOT
Sure.
manufacturer for quarter horse arms. So as long as we coordinate with Alan, the boss at Quarter Horse Arms, make sure all the right paperwork gets done, Jose can actually spin out some basic suppressors of his own design under the Quarter Horse Arms label, which he may do. I don't know. I think he's looking to form to some things pretty soon. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I know that's something Alan has been eager to make. Um, get some
Nice.
proof of concepts out there and see if he wants to go back into some manufacturing. So we'll see what happens there. But if nothing else, he'll at least do some. Um, well, actually, I don't know what the legal status on those will be if it becomes like a post sample. Or if it's a different category, I just don't know. So I don't want to say the wrong thing. I'll say that when it comes time to do that, it'll all be done in conjunction with Quarter Horse Arms. And if there are any questions, then guidance will be sought from the local ATF agent that Quarter Horse Arms deals with to make sure that everything we're doing is 100% legal. Because we certainly don't want any trouble when we do cool stuff. We just like doing the cool stuff. So that is in the works. So those would be the three of us there at the gathering, and I think we're looking to try to spend a little more time with the folks at PSA and see if we can't get back on the rotation to get some review guns that are sent to someone other than Caleb. Not that we don't want Caleb to get them, but Caleb seemed to be the only person from Gear Report getting guns to review the last few years. So we want to be sure that we get that spread around a little bit more. So I've got,
I'll take one.
well, yeah, I mean, that's the problem is we got a lot of people putting their hands up. I've got the Strybog 10 millimeter that we did the initial function test and some field video, and have published a couple shorts type videos on that. I'm going to dig into the written review here probably in a few days. I think next week I'm going to start working on that one. So that's on the way. I know TJ just picked up a some flavor of a 1911 from EAA. I don't recall if he told me. I'm assuming it was a Gerson, but I'm not 100% positive. Um,
Mm.
but he said that Chase called and said, "Hey, you want to review this?" And he said, "Well, I guess," or something like that.
I
Uh,
guess.
so that's going to be coming pretty soon, and TJ's got a few other things that are right there at the finish line that'll be published soon. Um, you have any big things coming,
Sweet, sweet. Um, well,
or little things, whatever?
little things. I want one of those the 01 tactical, right? Been working with my contact inside of Grand Power, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just to see if I could get one of those out to do a review on that, right? The tactical version has a threaded barrel, and it'd be a pretty badass demo weapon. So that'd be really cool. I like threaded barrel everything.
Oh, sure, sure. Well, that's a discussion that we've had with the folks at Grand Power. They keep bringing stuff like the first run is typically non-threaded barrels, and then
Right.
they come the next year with a tactical version that has suppressor sight heights and a threaded barrel, and maybe like a mag extension or something, and I guess that's just part of their evolution, the way they do things, but
Right.
a cat has made fun of me a couple times because I've kind of turned my nose up at stuff and said, "Well, it doesn't even have a threaded barrel. Come on."
Hmm.
So yeah,
Give it time.
right, right. Apparently, any new things happening over at suppressorman.com?
Yeah, actually, this week I signed up a new manufacturer,
Oh,
and I'm now working with Titman Arms in Fort Wayne, Indiana,
isn't that
as a
something?
sales rep. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
So,
that's
so
kind of
you
cool.
got GSL that you've
Yep,
done for years, Resilient, and now
Resilient
Titman Arms.
suppressors and now Titman Arms.
Nice.
And you check that out. Look at the Titman Arms tab there. They released a few new models that are in colors, right? They've got a robin egg blue, they've got a purple, right? Scroll down a bit. There's a video, and then there's a couple of their M422s. And
Oh,
look
I
at
see what
that.
they're doing.
See
Yeah.
that wolf gray? There's
Yeah.
wolf gray, FDE, robin egg blue, purple, OD green. I'm so excited about those.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Yep. And then that next weapon there, the RCR 24, that is a brand new weapon for 2024 that has dual charging, right? It's got a standard charging handle. And then on the forward, it's got a forward grip charging handle as well, right? So you can charge it either way.
Huh.
It weighs 4 pounds.
Oh
The whole
wow.
weapon weighs 4.02 pounds, which is awesome. It's got a threaded barrel that's magnesium. It's called a Magnalite threaded barrel. It's amazing.
Wow. That's neat. I don't think
Yeah,
I've seen one of those before.
yeah, it's brand new. And
Well,
then
that's cool.
see the red line edition? There are two
Yeah.
new additions to that: a robin egg blue and a purple
Huh.
version for the Titman red line,
Yeah.
which is
Huh.
really cool too. So, I
Cool.
mean, they've got a lot of new products, and working in dealer sales with them, I'll be able to get the Titman M4 product line out to dealers all over the country, and I'm really excited about that.
That is cool. All right.
Yeah.
Well, hey, congrats on picking another one up. I've got URL out there if anyone wants to spread it around and give suppressorman.com some love. Feel
Yeah,
free to
yeah,
do
yeah.
so.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, having two manufacturers to draw from and the firearms manufacturer, the M422s, I'll be able to like offer a little bit more to dealers that I work with. That'll
Right.
be cool. And I'll probably have one of those RCR 2024s down here next week, you know? So I might
Right.
have to start pushing some content on some of those as well.
Nice. Nice. So I think I am at a point where I am ready to make the official announcement. Something that I have really kind of been slack on um, the last year or two, really, and I feel kind of bad about it because Gear-Report was really big in the military vehicle Humvee space there for a few years, and then I kind of I had some issues getting my current truck titled, and it sat for about a year and just pissed me off because I couldn't get it titled in North Carolina. Some things changed, and that truck I got it to the point that it ran great and it looks amazing, and it's too nice. I had some things I was gonna do, and I said, you know what? I don't want to molest this truck. I want to. I think it's time to move it on and move on to the next project. That was the Battlewagon 3. I believe that what you're looking at here is going to be the Battlewagon 4, and it is an 1123, an M1123 Humvee, and
Nice.
a friend has had it. Actually, the exhaust pipe on the Battlewagon 3 that is in my driveway that I've taken to a bunch of events and things over the past few years came off of this truck. We actually traded. He had the tall, deep water fording exhaust, and I had the little short exhaust that just came out by the wheel. So we traded them a couple years ago. And so this truck is. It hasn't run in a couple years. It needs a new fuel injection pump, and it got set aside for some other projects. So we have worked out a deal, and probably in the next few weeks, that's going to make its way back to Gear-Report headquarters. And then I will strategically take some parts off of the Battlewagon 3 and transfer them to this truck, which will allow me to lower the price of the Battlewagon 3 so I can clear that out to make more room for this to be the new project. And because it's a little older and I'll have less money wrapped up in it, I will feel more comfortable doing more, bigger, better, cooler things, and maybe even going a crazy direction or two. The last couple Humvees that I've done, the first one actually looked quite a bit like this. I bought it as a 2-man truck, and it was camo like that. And I did a few things. I did a project with Night Force lights and put lights all over it, and had some different radios and other things installed inside. And we did the lizard skin coating, and we had some custom seats made by a company that does a bunch of big military contract stuff. That was a really neat project. The next two, Battlewagon 2 and 3, were, I think, comparatively boring because the trucks were too nice. Like, I got them. Both of them together had less than 2,500 miles on them. Like, you add the miles on both of them together and it was less than 2,500 miles. They were both
Wow.
almost brand new, and they were so pristine that I didn't want to do anything fun with them. This truck's a little older. It's seen a little bit more use. Still in pretty good shape. It's filthy. It's got green funk growing all over it from sitting for the last couple years. But I think it's going
Right.
to be a more fun project. I mean, you can see it's got lots of green funk growing in different places. Part of that's green paint, but part of it is other colors of paint, brown and black, that are covered up with this little lichen algae stuff that's growing
Sure.
on it. And
It's nothing.
it's in pretty rough shape in a few areas. But I've already got a new set of seats to put in it and a new injection pump, like all the stuff I need to get it back on the road and doing well is already there. It's just going to take me some time to go through and start with the standard pressure wash everything, because it's got dirt and mud and everything in weird places,
Oh
and
yeah.
then start upgrading things, getting the engine put back together. So putting the new injection pump in it so it'll run well, and pressure washing everything. Like you can see on that prior picture here, the green funk that has started growing. It's literally like a lichen or something. That the Carc paint, the chemical agent resistant coating paint that they use, attracts that weird funk that grows on it. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
the tan trucks get it even more. But it's an early 2000s, and there are some other things that are going to come with it, like this radio communication shelter that goes in the trailer.
Oh, nice. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and I may mount that.
I've
Uh,
spent a lot of time in the back of some of those
oh
shelters. You know
wow,
that?
I may I may end up selling that, or I'll also have, and it's kind of overgrown and hard to see it, but there's a trailer in here. There's the Pinto out here at the front, and the grass growing over the middle. But it had a generator on it at one point.
Yep.
But if I unbolt these fenders, that comms box will sit on here, and now I've got like a little camper I can pull around. So I may do that. I don't know. I actually have a friend who really wants to buy that comms box, so I may just sell it to him. to get some cash out of it. And I've got, it's not a turbo, but I've got all the parts to, including another motor here that it's got the turbo heads there, and they were just redone so they can be reinstalled. And then the injection pump sitting up on top. It's all ready. I can convert it to a turbo truck if I want to. I'll also have another cap that I could, like I could put this on the truck and then put that other box on the trailer. Although I'm probably going to end up selling some of that stuff. So it's going to be a neat project. I'm excited about it.
Nice.
It comes with a bunch of spare parts, like different center consoles that hold the different computer systems
Oh yeah, that's the
that
Blue
they
Force
use in the
tracker.
battlefield.
The
Exactly. Blue
Blue Force
Force
tracker
Tracker. I
mounts.
think there's 4 or 5 of those in that pile.
Yep.
And I've already got one that I sometimes put in the truck, sometimes don't right now. But that'll give me some more. Like I actually have someone who wants to buy one that um, I need to get to him. There's that comms trailer, the 788, the S788.
Well, you could probably take that Blue Force tracker mount and then
Yeah.
lock it in there and put a TV on it or whatever you like.
Yeah.
That'd be
Oh,
awesome.
yeah, yeah. I've done that. I did that in my first one, put a bunch of stuff on it. G-Web said, do I like owning a Humvee or rebuilding Humvees? I think that I like the hands-on process more than anything because I sit in an office by myself with a keyboard most of the time, most days. So to get out and actually put my hands on something and do some real work and turning wrenches or fixing things, that I do enjoy that. So
Right?
this is actually sitting in the back of what is it? It's an FMTV, I think.
Yeah, LMTV or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the bigger one, the FMTV. But
Mm-hmm.
anyhow, it's just sitting there for now. But that's a beautiful. It's in wonderful shape. There's the Blue Force Tracker consoles
Yep.
and
That's
that
awesome.
trailer and the extra parts. And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I'm missing.
I think
Oh,
that G-Web's question there is most appropriately answered by the fact that you have a beautiful, beautiful Humvee that you want to Frankenstein down and sell. When
yeah,
in reality, you could just be like, now I have my Humvee. Time to
yeah.
move on to a different project.
Well, seriously, yeah. And this is the third one. And the first one, the first one looked like this when I got it. Like it was a 2-man, and it was pretty rough. It had the back uh, troop seats and cover on the back. Um, but um, I converted it to a 4-man and did a whole bunch of stuff to it. And that project was really cool. To me, the rebuilding part is where I have the most fun, I think, to try to get a vision of what I'd like it to turn out as. And so here's the funny part is, like, I showed some of these pictures to I think to one of the kids, and they're like, it just looks like a bunch rusty pile of crap. But I'm looking at it and I'm like, nope, there's a new tailgate and it has the AM General embossing on it, which they only did for the first year or two. Those are actually becoming kind of collectible among Humvee people because for years and years, the tailgate has none of that AM General embossing on it. So that's
Yeah.
actually cool. And then all of the mounting brackets for this rear bumper that'll go on it. And then this down here is the bumper mounted spare tire carrier, which
Yep.
those things, a Humvee tire is 185 pounds, or it's 165 maybe. Depends on which tire is on it and which run flats in it. But let's say a typical one, like the ones that are on it now, are probably about 165 pounds each. I got a bad back. The first Humvee for quite a while, I just had a tire sitting in the truck bed, which meant I couldn't use the truck bed because it had the tire in it, and it was super heavy. Like if I had to change a tire, I could get the one down okay because gravity helps with that. But if I took one off, how do I get it back up in the bed? Like I
Nothing.
literally would have to stack 2 or 3 tires and roll the tire up, like up on top of one, and now up on top of the other, and now up on top of the other, and now I could dump it over into the back of the truck because it was too heavy to pick up. It was just awkward. So having that tire carrier on it will be um, pretty cool. And it means I don't have to take the tire carrier off my current truck, which is good for selling it. I can get a little more money for it when I sell it because it's got the tire carrier.
Yeah.
Another one of those tailgates, so I'll be able to sell a spare bunch of extra tires and wheels that I can. Honestly, you know what I'm going to do with those tires? They're going to go to
Sell them.
Quarter Horse Arms and be part of the backstop of the shooting range there, and because the rubber is no longer serviceable, and then the rims inside, I'll pull those and probably sell some of those.
Gotcha.
And then I'll
So
have these Mastercraft combat seats, two of these for the front. You see the one down below, and then this one. And then for the back, they have these. It's folded down, but actually imagine it tipped up, and then the bottom seat part, there we go, folds up when not in use. So you fold it
right.
down to sit on it and then fold it up to get it out of the way when you're not using it. So two of those for the back and two for the front, new tires for it and everything. So
Oh yeah.
that I'm getting excited about that project. I think that's going to be pretty cool. And as much as I absolutely love the truck I have right now, it's literally too nice. It's like I don't want to bastardize it and do anything to it because it is too pristine. And I don't even have, is that a picture there? Let's open that. There we go. You see the current truck at a car show a couple months ago, or geez, probably a year ago. And it's decked out and it's absolutely beautiful. And like when I've gone out with the Army to help them with training a couple times, they've contracted me and someone else to go out and be drivers so we'll split a squad between us, and then they run a bunch of urban assaults and yeah, little bit of suburban stuff as well,
Nice.
out of our trucks. And I'm always afraid that mine's going to get torn up. Like I have too much money in it because it's the absolute latest model and it's in too good a shape. So
Yeah.
I'll be happy to have one that's older and it's already beat up a little bit. And then I don't have to worry about, like, if we go out and one of the guys, drops a machine gun on it and dents the fender. Well, that's a show truck, the tan one. The new one, I'll make it look cool so I can take it to shows, but that's like pristine. And when I went out with the Army and they mounted a 240 up top, all the brass falling was chipping the paint, and that was like, oh come on, chipping my paint. But who cares if I got an old one? So that'll be neat to change that up and have one that I can actually play with and not have to worry about it so much.
What is that tube there on the back fender?
It I can't remember what goes in it, but it's ammo for something. It's a big shell that shoots out of something. Maybe it's for like the tow missiles or the law rockets or whatever. I don't. You
Gotcha.
you probably know what's current and what's what way better than I do. I don't remember,
Well,
but
some of those
it's
like
empty.
big anti-aircraft weapons, I never see those,
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's
yeah. But
interesting.
a round for something goes in it, and so when they fire them, they just chuck that metal container that it ships in. And I've been
Hmm.
able to I've picked up a few. I don't know if I have any more, but you can see I've applied, Gear Report Reviews branding to it, and I just set it up on the bumper um, as a neat looking thing that has Gear Report on it when I go to shows.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I got a few things like that. Um, that maybe
Cool,
it doesn't
cool.
make sense, but it looks cool, so I do it.
Nice.
Anyhow, that was the big announcement, that I'm pretty sure that's actually going to happen now. Well, no money's changed hands yet. He's got a couple weeks. My friend has got a couple weeks of work to get all. Basically, what's happening is he's getting out of all Humvee stuff. He is moving back to building race cars, and the big. Uh, I think he's got a 5-ton, and what was that other one, like an M27 or something? I don't know, like the big tank hauling off road um, tractor, that goes with the tractor trailer setup in the military. He's got a whole bunch, and the LMTV and FMTV. He's got all the big stuff. The Humvee's like the little one to play with, and he's getting out of it. And I'm going to buy out all of his stuff, all of his Humvee stuff in one swoop. So in a couple of weeks, when he gets it all together, he'll bring it and dump it all at my house, and I'll start that project. I'll start the Battlewagon 4 project. So that means I got a bunch of stuff I got to get done before then. Not the least of which, I don't think we're going to do a Guitar-mageddon segment. I will mention that if you're on the over on Rumble, any of the Gear Report channels, the Guitar Gear Report channel has got a bunch of new guitar pedals that came in from Joyo. Switching pedal and an overdrive, and there's a fuzz pedal, and then an overdrive from another company. So I think 4 pedals have gone up in the last probably in the last week since the last show. So there's some new content there. Oh, look at that. We've got Zach from Faxon there, which reminds me, I was just thinking to myself yesterday, I need to send him a note because the guy that I was told would be the new media contact for us at Faxon has not been answering emails. So we worked out some projects we were going to work on together as soon as SHOT Show was over, and I sent the follow-up emails, and I haven't heard anything back. So I don't know if that guy is, if my emails are going to spam or if he's just buried or what. But they've got some really cool stuff. They got a bolt gun. They've got like a new iteration of the ARAK. They've got a couple other really cool guns coming out of Faxon. Faxon is one of the first brands that I ever worked with in the firearms space. I shot some videos for them at the NRA show in 2016 as the first big, was that the first big industry event? I think I went to SHOT and then I went to the NRA show. So it was the second big industry event. It's the first one that I took a crew with me because I did SHOT Show solo that year. And they were, I think, first or second video that we shot at NRA. So really early in our kind of higher level firearms stuff at Gear Report, working with Faxon. So really cool company.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I got a text from TJ here a little while ago. We'll be late. Have to give my buddy a ride. Car died. So I don't know what's going on there with TJ other than, what I just read. But he's being a good Samaritan, helping someone out. So it's hard not to support trying to take care and help your friends a little bit. I'm going to show you a failure of mine. And this is in itself isn't a failure, but do you have any idea what this is, Kev? I'll show you
Hard to tell.
the top.
It almost looks. Oh, it's a cap for
It's not gun related.
No, it almost looks like an oil filter.
It's an oil filter housing.
Like an oil filter wrench.
Wrench, yes, oil filter housing wrench. And the new car that I got, newish car that I got last week. Yeah, you got it, and then G Webs was right with the oil filter wrench. So what I did, you can go see the videos out on our Rumble channel. Let me see. I'm going to pull that over to the other screen and share that as well, because we just keep doing new and interesting things all over the place on Rumble. So we've got a bunch of channels out there. The OG Gear Report, Guitar Gear Report, Camping, Firearms, Humvee Gear Report, Swimming, and Gear Report Maker. And on the Gear Report Maker channel, let's see if we just go to content, you can see that we've got, we see that we're live for this week at Gear Report out there right now. I 3D printed a guitar knob puller. So that was a tool that I needed that I was able to print and solve that. Let's see. GWeb says, "Have I seen what Flying Rich is 3D printing?" Last Rich and I talked about 3D printing. He was working on an AUG, some flavor of a Nylog or something like that. I'm not sure what he's doing right now, but that's on my list to do as well. So you can see that I've been doing some functional things like the guitar knob puller, and it's called a nut. It's a part for a guitar that I 3D printed. Haven't tested that yet, but look here, I've got, it says 3D print this tool before you change your oil, and you see the little image there of the the oil filter wrench, and then the next video is failure because it didn't work. It wasn't strong enough. I had a feeling it wasn't going to be, but that's some of the neat stuff I've been playing with the 3D printer. And then through that Amazon reviewer program that I'm in, I saw this Toyota oil filter wrench pop up, and I was like, "Give me that!" So I'll be reviewing this here in the coming days for Amazon, shooting a video on that to get that up there. And it's partially, oh my goodness, it's partially a failure on the 3D printing side that led to that. So is that a
Nice.
little dog or is that a puppy?
It's a little tiny puppy. I have 5 of
Nice.
them here.
You have
There's
got to be
look,
kidding me.
see, there's 2
Oh
more
my
passed out
goodness.
over there. And
Wow.
so these little guys are like Cane Corso slash, pit bull mixes, and they are on like transport foster. So we're going to
Wow.
be taking them up to like New Jersey and Connecticut, and they're going to adopt them up there. And they're
Wow.
sweet dogs.
What
And
was
so
that?
they had parvo 2 weeks ago, and we had to inject fluids in them and just like take care of them and keep them out of death. This whole show, no puppies. Here's a
Yeah.
puppy.
Well, G-Webs is sensitive to that because his co-host on most programs is a little puppy. So
Uh-huh.
um,
And
I
here's
think
another one.
that wow, I think that he kind of knew that he was pulling ahead and everyone else was falling behind on that. G-Web says, "Send me one of them dogs for review."
Uh-huh. They're sweethearts. And so
Yeah, super calm and
they
really nice looking little puppies. I think I wish them all luck finding wonderful homes. Look at that.
Yep. They are very sweet
They are
dogs.
just chill little dudes or dudettes, whatever.
Yep. There's one female and 2 male, one female and 4 males. Look
Wow.
at them. They're just chill as can be.
Right.
And
That's awesome.
sometimes they're crazy.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. All right,
But
let's get back to
it's
the
been a
deal
pretty
today.
eventful week though. Getting this all finished up
Right?
and corralling them puppies.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, good on you for helping take care of them. That's awesome. Good job.
Yeah, you know.
All right, so let's see here. I do want to share every week. I try to share a little something from at least one of the different Rumble channels, because while most people are probably watching on YouTube, and I think that's the only place, like I don't think that the comments that happen on the Rumble side during a live broadcast make it back to StreamYard the way that it's set up. So I think
Mm.
most people are probably watching on the YouTubes. I don't even try to broadcast on Facebook anymore because something happened a couple months ago and it won't make the connection and it tries to like not allow the program to start. So, but there you go. You can go check out the Gear Report Maker channel on Rumble. Their URL isn't too bad, but that's in the comments as well if anyone wants to go check that out. And we got a whole bunch of them, and we're trying to keep a steady stream of content going up there. Some of it, and I can tell you on the firearm side, I'm about to do another batch of videos that I've uploaded to Amazon that I'm also sharing out to the Rumble Gear-Report Firearms channel as well. We've already got some of the stuff up there. Some first looks at the Strybog, the thing that oh, I should put that up on the screen. Yeah, the first looks at the Strybog at the range for the function checks and everything, for initial shots, and then the one that I'm not allowed to talk about on YouTube. You can go see all the videos about that there on the Rumble side, and you can see we got a few things from SHOT Show that are up there. I got a whole bunch more that I haven't had time to edit and publish yet that I've got to get on before the new Humvee shows up. So
Nice. That looks good.
yeah.
The 10mm
Thank
Strybog.
you. Yeah. Yeah. And, I second guessed, should I have said, no, please send the 45, purely because I have thousands of rounds of 45 and I have almost nothing of 10.
You should have
But
got
I
the
was like,
45.
but 10 is like cooler than 45,
It
like
is. It is.
I don't even own a Walker. Like, are you allowed to have a 45 if you don't even own a Walker? Like, I have yet to tell some kid to get off my lawn, so I don't I don't think it'd be right for me to have a 45.
I've got a couple 45s, and I'm totally okay with it.
Yeah. I mean, if
Y-
I'm being honest, I do too, but I still, especially when G-Webs is around, I like to remind people that 9mm is actually the Lord's caliber, and
Mm,
or cartridge rather, I guess, the Lord's cartridge.
yeah. Have you seen the Ion X from Faxon yet?
Have I? Let's
It's
see.
the Ion X Hyperlight.
I think maybe that's the other one that I couldn't remember the name of that I mentioned earlier.
It's not a
Because
bolt gun, right? It's an AR. It's got a titanium Cerakote finish on it. What's really freaking cool about it is that it's 4.93
wow,
pounds, right?
yeah,
It's less than 5 pounds. And so that is freaking gorgeous.
titanium Cerakote. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the
Look at that.
Ion X.
That's neat. And I mean, you talk about light rifles. Now it's got me wondering. We did a series of articles a few years ago on what did we call it? Ultralight AR-15. I'm going to search for that here and see if I can find it. The lightweight AR project. So Jose Juan also he did those. So you can see this one here has got the skeletonized frame and the printed and carbon fiber out front and carbon barrel. So he did that lightweight AR project and did two different builds. And like this Weapons Mart Holy Roller receiver that was highly skeletonized. I kind of am wondering what the total weight on those was. Um, because I'm thinking like, here's the two of them, so we can see that. You know what? I don't even have that on the screen.
Oh wow, that is very skeletonized.
Yeah. So, and that was a few years ago, and it was very expensive to do these projects. Um, that was the carbon fiber, and then this one had the honeycombed handguard, and it was a polymer upper and lower for weight savings. Those were both really light, but I am not sure that either of them came in that light.
Under five
And
pounds.
right, and it's amazing to me that we're talking about a production firearm that whereas this was very much seeking out the lightest parts possible
Sure. The
and putting
Frankenstein.
them together. Yeah.
Right.
Um, so yeah, that's really really interesting um, to see how Faxon has solved some of those challenges and come up with a much lighter. Ooh, and look at that charging handle. That's neat.
Yeah, it's really
Carbon
wide.
fiber out front.
Nice.
That I wonder. I thought they were doing. I thought they bought a company that did those carbon fiber fore ends 5 or 6 years ago. I'm blanking on what the name of it was, but they're absolutely beautiful. Really neat stuff. Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. All right. Well, we are approaching our hour. We got a little bit of time left. So if anyone has anything that they would like to bring up in the comments, now is your chance to do that. A couple things that have arrived that I'll share with people. Let me get that off the screen. Over on the Guitar Gear Report side, I have got this just showed up today. AI8. It's an audio mixer for smartphones. So it's basically a little unit that you can plug the guitar into and then plug it through USB into the on-the-go port on a phone, on an Android or an iPhone, to be able to use some of the apps for recording, so you don't have to carry a bunch of other stuff around. So that's kind of exciting to me. I'm looking forward to playing with that. I've got a couple different new types of filament that came in for testing. So Creality sent some of their brand new PETG filament, and I think this one's blue. Yeah. So I'll be playing with that here shortly, and then a rapid filament. I think that's just a regular black PLA. But I need more ideas for things to 3D print that people are interested in. We've got some things that we can't talk about on YouTube that you can find on the Gear Report Maker or the Gear Report Firearms channel over on Rumble. But anything else outside of that, like especially with the new Humvee project on the way, I'm really looking for ideas on what kind of little things I can design in 3D print to make that new Humvee cooler, more user friendly, that kind of thing. So, any ideas people have, I'd love to hear about those. Let's see. And something else that I'm going to start playing with. I just unboxed this right before the show. Like, I haven't opened this box, I took it out of the shipping box. It's a little mixer board to use for broadcasts like this. And yeah, so very first time I've opened that up. It's going to be. It said it's a sound card, so it's going to plug in with USB, and I have. I'm actually coming through a little. What do I only have 2 ports on that now? I think I've got an instrument in, so I have a guitar in and a microphone in on the one that I'm using now, and this will give me a couple of more controls and make it a little bit easier to have different audio sources during the program. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not convinced it's going to be wonderful, but we'll see. Okay. Kevin has requested a new segment. So
yes, I've got
what is the patch of the week?
a 1 minute segment for you.
Yeah.
This guy right here, the Mouscatool patch.
Yeah, that's cool.
This is my patch of the week. It came from Four River Tactical up in Westbrook, Maine, and it's pretty
Wow.
awesome.
That is. Mickey's got the nods on, and
Yep.
do we know
And
what
a
he's
saw.
shooting?
It's a saw.
Yeah.
Got the little box underneath it. It's pretty
Oh
nifty.
yeah. The nutsack. Yeah.
Yes. So that's my patch of the week.
Very cool. Nice. That's something I learned at a friend at an event. We were down in southern Florida by Fort Myers a few years ago. When SHOT Show was canceled, the folks down there put together an event, and a bunch of brands came to it. And a friend of mine brought a couple Humvees for me. So we had 3 Humvees at that event and one of our command tents. And we were like the center of that show. And it was open to the public. We were the biggest media outlet, and we rolled heavy with 3 decked out Humvees, and the tent right there in the middle of everything. And the guy that brought 2 of the Humvees for me that lives in Fort Myers, he showed up, and I can't remember who it was that had a 249 out there. And they were like, "No, sorry, we're out of ammo. We're not letting anyone shoot it anymore." And he was like, "Oh, is that all you need is ammo? Like, I got my own nutsack in the truck." And the guy's like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "You got to be kidding me." And he came back and he's like, "No, I mean, this is not my first rodeo." Um, and it was a loaded, a detachable magazine for that. So
Well, there you go.
they did let him shoot it. And, but, I think he had to work out some other business deals with them in order to convince them that he wasn't just some Yahoo who showed up. It's not weird that he had his own ammo with him in the truck just in case. Um, yeah, if you know him, you know that, like, of course he's got it, but he's the guy who had the thermals, the forward and rear facing thermal in one of the Humvees that he left with us for the weekend. So we went driving around. Once everyone else left, we went driving around in his Humvee with the thermal down. And TJ got out to do something, and I didn't realize he didn't get back in. I drove off and left him. That was entertaining for me, not so much for TJ, I think. Yeah. All right. So yeah. Thanks for being here, Kev. Thanks for everyone out there in the comments. I think we have we're a minute past 10, so we're going to go ahead and shut it down. Be sure to come back next week. We're going to be same place, on all the different channels. That's a couple different YouTubes. The OG channel on YouTube, the Gear Report channel, the Gear Report Firearms. We're on Twitch. If you're into that kind of thing, we're available there. We've got the video going out on X. We're on Rumble, and we're on Odyssey. So please check us out at any of those, wherever you are. If you haven't given us a thumbs up yet, if you hadn't subscribed or liked or whatever it is that you do on that platform, please consider doing that. It really helps us out a lot, especially the non-YouTube places where we're trying to. Actually, the Gear Report firearms on YouTube, that's a good one. We're almost monetized on that. If we can get a little bit more traction there, we can get monetized there. But otherwise, thanks for being here, everyone. Kevin, thanks for being here. Thanks for the patch of the week. Thanks for showing us the puppies. We really appreciate that. We'll catch everyone next week. Keep your fingers crossed for TJ. He has not checked in and said he made it home safely after his friend had car problems. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for him. And until next time, we'll see you at the range.